We talked to Cowboy players and coaches about the recent matchup against Arizona. A local musician tells us about his latest album and some of his unconventional recording techniques. Finally, we'll visit with some of Oklahoma City Zoo's biggest residents. All that and more coming up on NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV. And welcome to NewsOK TV. It's a weekly show where we highlight some of the numerous videos found on NewsOK.com. I'm Dave Morris. Angie Bruss is not here, but she is in the show. We begin on the gridiron in Stillwater. Let's get started. On Thursday, September 8th, the Cowboys squared off against the Arizona Wildcats in front of a national audience on ESPN. It's the second time in a year the two teams had met. Their first matchup, you'll remember, was back in the Alamo Bowl, and the Pokes left the field with a win in their pocket. It was the same outcome last Thursday. The Oklahoman's Damon Fontenot breaks down the game for us.
If Oklahoma State does indeed move to the Pac-16 next season, Arizona coach Mike Stoops might just start having orange nightmares. Sure, we all remember the Alamo Bowl when the Cowboys drubbed the Wildcats 36-10 in their final game last season. But if we dig deeper, we realize the last time Stoops made the trip here to Stillwater, 2002, as defensive coordinator for the Sooners, the last time OU lost in Bedlam. So, with Oklahoma State posting a nation's best 666 yards of total offense in Week 1, Arizona was sure to have a devil of a time knocking off the Cowboys on Thursday night.
Brother, good to see you. Doing all right? Good.
Mike Gundy and Mike Stoops greeting each other warmly before the game. Not exactly the Hatfield-McCoy's feud here. Gundy was hoping his number 9 Cowboys get a comfortable win on a Thursday night for once. Former OSU golfer Ricky Fowler looking for a fast start, hoping the Cowboys would be victorious when the smoke cleared. Certainly didn't take long for OSU to jump on the Wildcats. Sophomore Joseph Randall kicked off his huge night with his 41-yard run all the way down to the 7-yard line less than 3 minutes into the game. Joseph added a 6-yard run before hopping into the end zone from 1 yard out for the score. OSU led 7-0. Only 3.5 minutes in, Cowboys drove 88 yards in 9 plays.
Well, we talk about a fast start, and one concern that I have with this team is they're so experienced on offense and they're so confident in themselves that at times I don't want them to think they can just go out there and it's going to happen.
Oh, but it was going to happen on this night. After the Raging Cajuns managed to keep him out of the end zone in Week 1, Justin Blackmon wouldn't be denied yet again. Brandon Whedon found his favorite target on the fade route for the 3-yard score. Oh, that's pretty. OSU led 14-0 under 3 minutes left in the first.
You know, I felt pretty bad I didn't get him one last week, and not necessarily just for the streak, but just, the guy's too good not to get in the end zone every game. I mean, he's just that special, and, it was nice. If it's there, you got to take it. And there was a couple that was just stealing. I mean, I could have closed my eyes and just threw it up there, and he was going to catch it. So he's a freak.
I think the politically correct term is freakazoid American there, Brandon. And yes, this play pretty much confirms it with the sweet video game spin move. That 27-yard pass put the Cowboys back in business very late in the first quarter. How about capping off this 70-yard 10-play drive with Joseph Randall running right over 6'3", 220-pound Arizona safety Marquise Flowers and in for a touchdown. OSU had scored on all 3 of its possessions and led 21-0 with 13:30 still remaining in the first half.
Right, it feels good when you can jump on somebody like that quick. We knew we had to come out fast. Arizona's a great team, and we knew we had to come out fast if we were gonna come out with the win.
It helps when the defense is playing well, and though he was injured in the game, junior linebacker Alex Elkins had a heck of a night, blowing up running back Keola Antolin. Elkins had 5 tackles. OSU led 21-0 at the half. Cowboys' offensive lull continued until Whedon to Blackmon struck again with only 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The 8-yard strike made it 27-7. Blackmon had 12 catches for 128 yards and 2 TDs. I hope this success isn't going to their heads.
Brandon is so dang accurate and has such a good grasp, that you can trust him. There's moments where I'm thinking, God, if we just run it here and we can, and they're like, bullshit, we're going to throw it. I mean, this guy's a hell of a player, you know. And I got to stop myself from thinking that. We got to trust him. I mean, he's a big-time player, you know. So there is moments where I think that, God, if we could just run it here and kind of control the clock, it's like, screw that, let's sling it.
So, more passing. This time, Arizona all-out blitzes, and Whedon is able to get it off to Joseph Randall, who sprints 63 yards all the way down to the Arizona 6-yard line. Then it's time for the other half of this dynamic duo. Jeremy Smith will take it from here. This sophomore, well, he won't be denied. Weaving his way in from 6 yards out, OSU takes a 34-7 lead. Smith ran 11 times for 65 yards. The Cowboys roll to a 37-14 win in front of 54,654 fans, the 6th largest crowd in OSU history. Brandon Whedon completes 42 of 53 passes for 397 yards. Both the 53 attempts and 42 completions are school records. Oklahoma State adds 197 yards on the ground, while holding Arizona to only 41 rushing yards.
It was a great atmosphere out there. The crowd was rocking. I was surprised about the turnout that we had on a Thursday night, but overall I think we showed the fans exactly what's going on here, and they loved it.
I mean, this is really our house. I mean, we put in a lot of work on that field, and we don't want nobody to come in there and try to out-muscle us, out anything. They want a street fight at our house. Like, that's like somebody coming and knocking on your door and telling you to come outside. Let's fight. Like, at my in front of my kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in front of my family, my mama in the crowd, my daddy in the crowd, you know. We take it real personal when people come into our place, and especially when it's on TV or anytime. This is our house, and we like to play football and have fun.
The fact that Oklahoma State posted 594 yards of total offense on national television Thursday night against a legitimate team like Arizona has to have opened some eyes. And something will have to keep people's eyes open next week as Oklahoma State heads to Tulsa for a 9 o'clock kick. Reporting from Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Damon Fontenot, NewsOK Sports.
The Sooners had the weekend off, but they were busy getting ready for their next opponent. Coach Bob Stoops and his team will head to Florida to take on the Florida State Seminoles. The game is on September 17th, and it's a familiar foe for the Sooners.
Florida State got a lot better at the end of last season. What did they do at the end of last season that wasn't happening early? When they were here, you handled them so easily. What happened to them that they got better?
Well, I think what was obvious, just their execution, and particularly on defense, you just saw guys that you could playing faster, playing more sure of yourself, playing more confidently, executing better. When usually all happens, the more and more comfortable you are in a system and what you're doing, and you know, as the year went, you could tell they got more and more comfortable with what the coaches were asking them to do, and really on both sides of the ball. And you know, so there you see better play and better execution.
You talk a lot about Florida State getting better. Can you talk about now facing a different quarterback and just what he brings to the table?
Well, yeah, E.J. Manuel. Yeah, he's you know, is an excellent athlete, but as you watching him the other day, you know, still throws the ball really well. Big guy, runs well. So, you know, they've got some quarterback run game with him. So he gives them a little different dimension that way. So, you know, but not uncommon anymore in college football. You know, the quarterbacks and run game are, you know, I think that's probably more common than it isn't anymore. So, you know, we'll look at different ways to try and protect against them.
You said earlier that if you knew then what you know now about Mark, that has he done some things to kind of expand on what you and Mike have developed over the years defensively, or is he still kind of rooted in the principles that you guys?
He's very much in the same principles of that Mike and I and our teams use, very much so. And it'll be good to get this game behind us and start talking again and sharing ideas again.
Was it different this summer than it has been in all summers past? Or?
Not really. In the summer, we're with families and we've been with each other, and no one talks football when we're doing that. But out of season, springs, winters, when we are sharing ideas, you know, that's been a little bit different not being able to.
He can come visit you guys then after that, or
oh yeah,
during spring and stuff.
Come next Monday after we play.
I am jealous that we will have crews in the Sunshine State next weekend, and of course you can find the latest on the Sooners game on our website. And let me just give one more plug to something cool we're doing on NewsOK.com this year. It's called The Quest, where we highlight the top plays from OU and OSU. You can vote on those top 4 plays from Monday to Wednesday each week, and then on Thursday we bring you The Quest. It's sponsored by Call Okie, as we have our quest for the Dig of the Week. Well, coming up next here on NewsOK TV, we remember the 9/11 attacks. How has the security threat changed in the past decade, and how Oklahomans were able to help New Yorkers after the tragedy.
Everyone gets excited on game day. With the Oklahoman Full Access, you can get your sports news any way you like. The Oklahoman Full Access includes print, smartphones, tablets, digital replica, and our digital archives, starting as low as $12 a month. And it's free to current print subscribers. Log on to newsok.com/subscribe to get started today. The Oklahoman Full Access.
Need to find a business on the go? Use wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local merchants wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wimgo.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Looking for something to do on the go? Use wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local events wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wimgo.
Thanks for staying with NewsOK TV. This year marks a somber anniversary in our nation's history. On September 11, 2001, thousands of Americans lost their lives in terror attacks in New York, Washington, D.C., and in Pennsylvania. Last weekend, ceremonies were held across the nation to honor those who were killed and the brave men and women who participated in the search and rescue efforts. Unfortunately, experts say a terror attack on the U.S. is still possible. Authorities explain why we are still vulnerable 10 years later.
What we have seen since then is an evolution of the terrorist thinking to the notion that killing us in large numbers is the only way they're going to get our cooperation, and they want to degrade our resolve and weaken our moral fiber to the point where we capitulate. They believe, because they view us as a society averse to casualties, that killing us in large numbers makes sense. The value we place on one life they view as a weakness. We will spend $2 million looking for a lost hiker. They will leave their friend in the desert to die if he's slowing them down. It's a profound misreading of the American character. That's what makes us a good people and a strong people, but they view it as a weakness. And so they have decided that killing us in large numbers is the sensible thing to do.
The effects of that day still resonate with millions of Americans and change their lives forever. In the days and months following the 9/11 attacks, many people were struggling to cope with what they had witnessed. It's a feeling we Oklahomans are all too familiar with, and dozens of individuals from the Sooner State reached out during this time of need.
Oklahomans and New Yorkers really began to work together on April 19th, 1995, when the New York Urban Search and Rescue Team came here, and really was one of the most important teams that were on the ground helping our firefighters and police in the rescue and recovery. And so when 9/11 happened, it seemed obviously, apparent that we needed to do something to reach out to them, to help them. And so we looked at several different things, and one was running a full-page ad in the New York Times, which we did the first day they published on September 13th. We started a Project Hope Bears, which was people bringing bears to local fire stations here, and we trucked those to schools in New York. And then on that Friday, Lieutenant Governor Mary Fallon had a prayer service under the survivor tree, and our Governor Keating at the time began to help. And so we really just began to reach out in ways that we knew of things that helped our people in the early days. That relationship just has grown over the past decade.
Of course, you can hear and read more stories on the 10th anniversary online at NewsOK.com, and you can share your thoughts and memories as well. When we return, we'll visit a local honey producer to see how he gathers the delicious syrup. It's coming up next on NewsOK TV.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Need movie times on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to get movie times for all the local theaters wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wimgo.
Looking for a great place to eat on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local restaurants wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wimgo. I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Welcome back to NewsOK TV. I'm Dave Morris. My co-pilot Angie Bress is coming right up. Meanwhile, we're back with a new episode of Static. This edition features Edmond native Josh Sallee, whose music is a mix of indie and hip-hop, and it's pretty cool. Kyle Roberts, George Lang, and I met up with Sallee at BZD's down on Western. Sallee had just recorded his album Return to Sender, and as he tells George Lang, some of the recordings are a little unconventional.
Talk about the recording of Return to Sender.
Actually, Return to Sender was recorded in 2 bedrooms. One is my friend's bedroom, we turned into a really, really nice studio, and the other, I was running on a deadline, and you know what, I just was like, I know how to do this, I know how to record it, so we recorded it in 2 mattresses, shoved against a wall with pads around it, we soundproofed it, and then we had a really good sound on it, recorded it, mixed it, and sent it off to mastering, and so it was all done in about a month worth of jam-packed into one. So
this next song is it's kind of a rendition of another song. It's called Slow. It's also from a song called So Chill.
Do me a favor, label me your favorite, or become just another hater when I make it. Critics speak their minds, but I don't get their language. About to make a living with the people that I hang with. Never go back, gotta move forward, that isn't back. Talk at the door, everyone hit me right in the chest. I realize what I'm rocking for. Not only me, those who support, people who saw me and said let's move forward. All of the people who came to the doors and took my dream and made it much more. Now, well, I hope that you hear me. Let it sound dear me, like put sincerely. Words write themselves, and that's my own theory. I rock and stay strong, even though I might appear weak. Hey, boy, why you weary? Is it cause I'm catching on, I'm thinking clearly? And y'all, this chick, she wanna break it off, but that's okay with me, cause my career is taking off. The crazy lady, yeah, she can say go lost, and I'ma chuckle if she ever try to play me for an idiot. Seriously, who you getting with? Hit her with the quicker dip and simply stop forgetting it. Say it so, it says so. soul. You said you got a mama soul. 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 But before you know, we'll be moving away. Don't know if you noticed yet. Only rock the dope set. Crash course on with shiver like an angry mobilist. Don't know how to cope with it. Totally a pro with it. Done playing games like we're both broken tokenless. Flow so dope and fresh. Game solid, no for that. Don't know how to cope with it. They hoping I'ma poke them next. Hoping bet I know what's best. Heart left, open chest just to take it back. Make it big and plead and hopeful. Yeah. Mr. Ledger, who you joking with? Man, we up here while your team is on some lower list. Know that I am over with the routine local stand. Got them going crazy straight. Heck around and poking it. Yeah, throwing it. Heck around and poking it. So move slow when you're rolling it. You gotta roll it. Yeah. Hats off to this guy right here.
And that was Josh Sallee's song, So Chill. You can listen to 2 other songs from Sallee on NewsOK.com. Now, in addition, you can check out previous episodes of Static featuring artists like JB and Jacob Abello, as well as groups like Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears and other lives. Well, what goes better with some sweet local music than some sweet treats? Cheryl Jones and Angie Bruss caught up with a local honey producer to find out what makes his honey different than some other brands.
Hey Cheryl, what are you doing?
I'm getting some honey, some Oklahoma honey, out of this beautiful crystal honey pot that belongs to Jo Logan. Yes. We're in her kitchen, yes. And she made some fabulous scones for us, and we're going to have the recipe.
Yes, they are honey orange scones. And actually, this honey right here is made by Honey Hill Farm. Jerry Logan is Jo Logan's husband, and Jerry is going to take us into his honey house.
I've been in bees 40 years. We've been Honey Hill Farm since '89. We put bees on the property. And so when you have one, you got 2 the next year, then you got 4 the following year, and we've built up to, I've kept it right at 150 hives. I'm a one-man operation. I do not filter my honey. I only run it through a screen, whether it's a nylon hose or whether it's a paint stringer. Just take out the bee wing, bee legs, wax particles from there. I leave a lot of the pollen in, which is a real fine particles. Some people say it helps the allergies. Now, all these honeys are the same, but they will look a little darker. If you go to the grocery stores, you can look on the labels, and if it has anything added, which is corn syrup, then it has to say blended.
And this has been another wonderful made in Oklahoma product. I love it. Honey Hill Farm is great. It is so tasty.
Yes, it is. It has the confidence of several of our Oklahoma City chefs, everything from Cool Greens, the Coach House, and Cheevers use this honey in their restaurants.
Yes, they love to cook with it. I love to eat it.
I know you do, but don't forget, this recipe for the honey orange scones and several other of Jo Logan's favorite recipes using honey are included in our section.
That's right, that's right. Check out the Oklahoman in the Life section for Cheryl Jones' Passion for Food column.
It's been a difficult year for beekeepers because of Oklahoma's extreme weather this past winter and this summer. Pollen and nectar sources were very limited because of the blistering summer, and bees must consume what they've produced to survive, leaving little honey for the rest of us. Well, when we return, we get close to a few of the Oklahoma City Zoo's largest residents.
Cooler temperatures and some precipitation. We're also likely to see strong winds with this front, and that could mean power outages across parts of the state. The system should...
The Oklahoman is delivering your news in a whole new way. Stay safe and informed with updated weather radar. Know what to expect with the 7-day forecast with video. Thumb through photos and more with the all-new Oklahoman iPad app. Now available in the App Store.
I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon. 'Cause I look
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
When severe weather strikes Oklahoma, you can count on NewsOK for the most accurate, up-to-date information to keep your family safe.
Come to NewsOK.com on your computer, via your mobile device, or download our custom Weather Watch app for your iPhone.
You can even text STORM to 65360 to receive text alerts directly to your mobile phone.
No sensationalism.
Just the facts from the National Weather Service.
And award-winning coverage from NewsOK.
We keep you informed with up-to-the-minute breaking news every day on NewsOK. Powered by the Oklahoman.
Thanks for staying with NewsOK TV. I'm Dave Morris. The Oklahoma City Zoo has a lot of great features. Just a few years ago, they remodeled their cat exhibit. This year, they opened a brand new elephant enclosure. And we welcomed a baby elephant just a few months ago. Now there's a new attraction at the Metro Sanctuary.
What we're doing here today is engaging our guests with a very safe interaction between our giraffe and our guests. We've spent several months conditioning the animals for every step of this interaction, including building the platform and introducing them to that, and then using our staff to start feeding them. We feed them natural items only. We don't feed any of the biscuits because it tends to put weight on the animals. So instead they get lettuce 3 times a week, and then 4 times a week they get browse, a variety of browse that we harvest right here from the zoo through our wonderful horticulture department. So it's a really safe and healthy interaction for both the giraffe and the guests. The feeding times are daily from 11 to 12, and then again from 1 to 2, and that will be during good weather and depending on the participation of the giraffe. We don't force them to come up to the platform. It's voluntary on them. So if they want to feed and we have guests that want to feed them, it will occur.
You'll have a nice day.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of NewsOK TV, but you can watch all these videos and you can find 22,000 more online at NewsOK.com. We'll see you next week. We return with a fresh batch of videos. Have a good week, everyone.